Geekdom. This is Chipmunk doing another reaction. Today we are actually reacting to, for Animation Monday, a top 10 video from Animan's channel. Check out Animan in the description below. This is top 10 Ecchi anime where girls go too far for the main character. I was gonna say the one I think of like when I first heard it was the forgot the freaking name of it. It's a long ass title. It's definitely a long ass title. I can't remember, but I forgot how it goes. But it's basically like adult jokes and stuff is banned. But it's all stuff adult, so they don't know anything when it comes to sexualized stuff, basically, because you'll get in trouble if you have anything when it comes to that. So the whole town and everyone, but there's this one chick who dresses up and tries to show smut and everything to people and have it spread around and all the other stuff when it comes to. But y'all know what I'm talking about. I have it. I have it somewhere here to show what the heck I'm talking about. But that's the first thing that had popped in my head was that anime, because that one has a main that has a girl who definitely goes crazy for the male main character in the series. And y'all know a whole bunch of the scenes and stuff she does go through and what you do see. And that one definitely is in the goes too far category. Especially putting stuff in people's drinks and food and, you know. It definitely can't go a little bit too far. Definitely can't go a little bit too far. But you know what? Some people probably don't buy that. I mean, you know, flavors, you know. But yeah, let's check this out before I make this video a little bit too long.
Now, I rewatched Rent a Girlfriend recently for
I did too.
Purposes, obviously.
Second
I
season.
realized that apart from the main character, who was the biggest piece of trash that I've ever seen in my life, the anime was actually pretty decent. So I wondered if there was any other shows where the main character is the exact polar opposite to where this piece of trash, and guess what? There's actually quite a lot of them. So here is the top 10 anime where the main character actually tries to hold back his desires.
Hey, bro.
Without further delay, let's get going. So to start off,
this is way different than what the title is. I got
tricked.
tricked.
That wants to join the adult genre so freaking bad, but ends up just short of its target. So the main character isn't your average harem protagonist, mostly because he doesn't even want to be one. Nicknamed Demon Lord by his classmates thanks to his scary face, the main character avoids people like they're contagious. But the gods have other plans, you see. The 9 Valkyrie sisters show up and inform him that he's humanity's last hope. But guess what? He has to get intimate with them to power up their abilities and save the world.
Sounds
For a
right.
guy with social anxiety and zero romantic experience, this is basically hell in the shape of a dating sim. And I'm pretty sure that the writer thought of the show as, well, in his teenage years. This is basically the wet dream every guy at least gets in his life when you're around that age. So, anyway, the show isn't the best in the genre, but still is a decent one a little bit. So, go and watch it, especially if you have a thing for 2D waifus. Next up at number 9, we have Photokano. So if you have a thing for...
Was that one didn't look good? This one might be pretty interesting.
This is the show for you. So Photokano starts out deceptively innocent. Just a shy high schooler getting his hands on the camera and dabbling in photography. But very quickly, the lens becomes a metaphor.
Oh my gosh.
That guy's not really discovering the art of photography. He's learning how to deal with his inner demons, but unlike the more aggressively hormonal MCs in the harem genre, the main character doesn't start being a simp from the get-go. His desire is quiet and observant. That might make him seem a bit more respectful, but let's not kid ourselves here. The camera gives him permission to get as close as he wants without actually confronting his feelings. That's the tension.
How do we end up in this situation? Okay.
Pretending it's just art, when half the time he's clearly just getting away with a sneaky beach shot. So overall, this is a pretty enjoyable show, and it's just a bit heavy on the fan service part. And if you're in
a bit heavy
beach day,
that might be pretty interesting.
see what I did there? No? Okay, moving on. Then at
Definitely
number
have to
8,
look
we've
at
got
that one.
Green
Green.
Now, this anime is basically a flood of every ecchi anime trope that you could think
Bro.
of. The show is about the male students of a formerly all
They were
boys
itching for the girls to come over. They were like,
you will ever see. And while the story technically follows the main character, who is the only guy with a shred of decency, he's barely hanging on to that title. So he is caught between his own awkward curiosity and the all-out madness of his friends. The girl who shows up
The madness for real, though.
slapstick-level pursuit, and the school descends into hormonal anarchy. You don't know what I meant by the last couple.
I think Green is like one of the reasons I fell
Search it up.
into like the whole genre of
monetized. And I don't know
the
why, but
Ecchi.
the anime tries to add
because it's like
some visual
funny,
stuff to the
crazy, and
Let's
ridiculous.
just say I'm not the biggest fan of that.
And I like the whole
but overall, the anime
Friends
is actually pretty decent.
as
so
far as just
give it a
how
try
they
if you're
were.
looking for an anime that you can
It was
watch with
funny
your
and
brain turned
fun.
on.
It
After
was
that, at
definitely
number 7, we
entertaining.
have Immoral Guild. This anime
I still haven't
exists to
watched
push the
that.
boundaries of
I have it
how
on my
far you
list,
can go
though.
before crossing into a full-on adult content. And somehow it still manages to pull off comedy and structures while it's doing it. So the main character is a skilled monster hunter ready to retire and finally live a peaceful life. But there's
you
a
can't live
catch,
peacefully.
like, of course there is. So he keeps getting saddled with female rookies so inept that he's forced to babysit them while they accidentally strip, make highly inappropriate noises, or get into inappropriate situations. with
Sounds like
them.
something you can't watch out
That
loud.
goes figure. It's less of a guild and more of an ecchi purgatory.
Some you have to watch in
The
private.
struggle isn't about morality, it's about survival. Because if he tries to be a degenerate in these types of circumstances, the only women he'll see are the maidens in heaven. And if it weren't for the circumstances, this guy would be on the same level as Issei from High School DxD, embracing the chaos. But overall, the show is a little bit repetitive and sticks to the classic cliches just a bit too much. So if you're okay with that, it's a great watch.
Okay,
And
with
at number
most
6, we have Tonagura. Now, I can't think of any jokes to start this review, and I'm too lazy to research for
I
it.
don't
let's
remember
get
ever
straight
hearing
to the
about this
plot.
one.
The main character here is the dream boy next door. At least that's what his shouted friend remembers. But when the two reunite years
She's
apart,
straight
he
up
discovers
socked
that
him in
the
the
dude
face.
has gone full gooner mode. He's now constantly walking into compromising situations, falling face first into that part, or casually making comments that could make a nun retire, and his self-control, if you can even call it that, is in shambles. He doesn't mean to be a creep, but hormones, timing, and non-stop stream of slapstick seem to sabotage him at every turn.
Seems like
What
it'd be
saves him
fun.
from total sleep
I'll definitely watch it.
territory is the fact that he's painfully aware of how the girl sees him, and he wants to fix that. His desire to regain
Why?
her respect is real, even if his body keeps
Just
betraying him
let
and
it- just let it be.
this happen. So,
Hey, you know, they already have an opinion of you. You can't change that opinion.
If you're
Hey,
looking for something simple
just
and
let it happen.
try. Next at number 5, we have Tenpuru. No one can live on loneliness. Now, stuff like this makes me question life itself because
Maybe.
the Japanese title of the show is Temple, but when the Western producers decided to change it to the most generic sort of title you could imagine, why? So in most
Just like you just changed the title of what this freaking anime was supposed to be, buddy. Is that it? Are we talking about the same thing?
He's painfully
Is
aware
this supposed to be
of
the top 10 or something
every
else?
accidental brush and every dangerously suggestive movement, and he's terrified of it all. Raised by a father who just so happens to be a man with not that much decency, the main character believes his bloodline has cursed him with uncontrollable desire. And guess what his solution is? Become a monk and swear off woman in life. But the dude lands in a temple full of beautiful, affectionate girls who all live with him. So, basically, this guy is trying to achieve spiritual purity while girls fall on him, sleep next to him, and occasionally bathe in rooms he thought were empty. And that's basically the plot, because why not? Every moment becomes a test, but the show elevates it, so it's actually pretty funny. Yes, it's repetitive, but you'll get through it. Just switch off your brain.
You'll get through it.
It's a quick watch.
You'll survive, buddy.
Next at number 4, we have Majimoji Rurumo.
Oh, I've never
The
heard of
makers
that.
of the show put every stereotypical trait of every naughty character out there into a blender, and as a result, this guy came out. And he wastes no time letting you know it, too. He's been labeled the school's biggest creep, and for good reason. He gets busted for peeping, reading something suggestive in class, and just generally being that guy. When he meets a deadpan witch in training who offers him magic tickets to grant wishes, it seems like a setup for disaster.
Weird.
One wish equals one ticket used equals one step closer to his death. And what does he wish for first? Her clothes.
One step closer
The
to his
most hip
death?
ones.
I don't know why I just
Here's
caught
where it
that.
gets interesting. He
Bro, why are you
uses
using
tickets,
this?
not Not after that first one, not for the selfish gain, no. The main character, despite all his questionable antics and dirty thoughts, becomes the rare case of an MC who resists because he chooses to protect someone else, even if she doesn't know it. So I'd say that's some pretty darn good character development, and the show is...
I don't like this character's hat. Like, this hat is ridiculous.
Sure to give it a watch. Next up at number 3, we have They Are My Noble Masters. Now, this guy might be the only harem protagonist who looks like he actually earned his spots, because when the
so far it's not that many that I probably would watch.
Tripping over some very specific spots and apologizing every 5 seconds, the main character here handles 3 powerful sisters.
Definitely wouldn't watch the last one.
And an army of chaotic personalities with the calm of a seasoned diplomat. He's surrounded by suggestive situations and the kind
what the hell is happening? What are y'all doing?
The man barely flinches. That doesn't mean his desire isn't present. It's always there. Anyways, the show itself leans into romantic comedy, but it never turns the main character into a punchline. And listen up, degenerates, this isn't one of those fan service heavy shows, so keep your head out of that gutter. Overall, it's a pretty decent show that you can just watch and have a fun time with, so be sure to give it a shot. After that, at the second spot of today's list, we have Mysterious Girlfriend X.
Again, another one I haven't heard of.
Mother. Now, this guy drinks his girlfriend's drool every day.
What?
And I'm not saying that metaphorically, metaphysically, any other kind of metas out there. That alone disqualifies this anime from any sane conversation about romance anime. But somehow, this utterly bizarre premise unfolds into one of the most emotionally grounded and genuinely intimate shows about adolescent desire in anime. And that's just shocking. The main character is fascinated by his girlfriend, and not just her body, but her strangeness. And rather than push for physical closeness in a traditional way, their entire relationship centers on the exchange of saliva, which becomes their emotional tether. And I want to jump off a bridge for saying that line out loud. Anyways, if you're in the mood to watch some cute stuff and you can get past the drool part, go and give this a try. Because besides that one last part, it's actually...
Sounds hella off.
But at the
Sounds hella off.
The
legendary hero is dead.
Legendary hero is dead. Now,
no one I haven't heard of.
Spoiling their own plot. First, we have the detective is already dead, and now this. But unlike the other show,
maybe I probably did heard
with its first episode. This show promises to be a full-on parody of the fantasy genre, and ends up being just that. Because if there's one thing the main character isn't trying to be, it's a hero. Unfortunately for him, the actual legendary hero dies in a pit trap he dug himself. After some quick necromantic meddling brought onto
that shit's wild.
The hero's body. Because why not? From that point on, he's supposed to be humanity's last hope, but saving the world takes a back seat when the guy can barely keep his eyes or hands in check. This man is a walking thirst engine, obsessed with legs to the point of fetish-level fixation. He's basically the anti-Tanjiro, not noble, not selfless, just dragged along by fate and constantly distracted by thighs.
Now, feet I can probably understand.
So,
legs?
And that's the list for today.
You're obsessed with the legs?
This far, please be sure to comment down below on which anime you think should have been on this list. Also,
you still lied to me, buddy. I thought this is where girls go too far for the main character. Okay, it wasn't what I was thinking. Whole different title. Yeah, some of these might be pretty good if, you know, I have to, some of them I was like, only a few of them I were like, I would check out and just see. Some of them I'm like, I don't know if it would be something that I would want to see just because of, one of them looked like it leans more towards like a lolly thing. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to watch that. Another one. Another one is like, I don't know. It's some of them just it's either he didn't portray these that well, as far as just animes go, or it's just I'm not interested at all into what is happening in that story. But some of them might be pretty good to watch. The only one I knew of that I haven't watched was Immoral Guild. And I still have that one on my list to check out. The one I have watched, Green Green, was a very fun. I think it deserved to be a little bit higher. It was one of my favorite animes as far as just back in the day. It wasn't what like made me really into anime, but it made me really into the genre, the Ecchi genre a little bit of just how crazy the comedy and stuff was with it. Because that's what I think I really lean more towards is just a ridiculous comedy. I think that's why I like adult animations as well. It's just the ridiculous comedy of it. I think is what works, what works well, and that's why I lean more towards is just the ridiculous comedy aspects of a series. It's just dry with some adult humor. But yeah. Well, wild top 10, but definitely was lied to. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below. What anime y'all would pick for this list. If you felt like you were lied to as well, if you came on here, thought it was something else as well, hey, I definitely feel you. If you like this video, please put a like on the video. If you'd like to subscribe to see some more of my reactions and other type of videos, please do. Thank you all so much for jumping on and giving me a try. I really do appreciate it. Please take care of yourselves and others. Peace and geekdom.